You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 1399 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, February 15th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Ish, we say. Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Today, Wes is going to kick us off with an incredible story. Wes, what you got?
I got twins. A story about twins. A crazy story about twins. It also involves the Amish. So
Wow,
yeah.
Amish. I love it.
Yeah. Amish
Gotta-
Brock, shout out if you're out there listening. We miss you.
Yeah, we miss you, Amish Brock. You got to stay on top of the Amish because, you know, if you, it's like potty training a kid. You know, you turn your head for 1 second, you get distracted. You don't know what the Amish are up to. It could be something wild. Mark, what do you got on deck?
Well, just to follow up on the Amish, if we don't stay on top of them, who is? Because they don't like let you know what they're doing on like the internet or anything. You gotta you gotta kind of check in on them because they're not gonna, you know.
Yeah.
I have AI getting a huge win over humans in court.
Yep. The first of many, probably, right? You know,
It seems like it. Seems
Yeah.
like bad news. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Well,
setting a
good-
precedent for sure.
Good
one
news
we-
for content absorbers. We'll get into it later. Yeah.
I'm going to talk about some other kind of bad news, but then end with a really fun one about the world's first luxury submarine that's now being sold, you know, more availably to the public.
You mean like a submarine cruise or like a personal luxury submarine?
Personal luxury submarine, Wes.
Oh, like
That's a
Putin has.
flex. That's
Yeah,
a flex to own that.
Yeah, I think only a couple people really have these things, but you are a baller if you have.
Epstein
one
had
of
one, I
these.
think, didn't he?
Probably. I mean, if you're
That's
like,
where, that's where what's his face was brought to when he was like, "This is cool, but I would like to
Talking,
have
yeah.
sex with the girls." Yeah, he showed
Yeah.
talking
had-
to submarine.
Yeah.
he had a little, like, that's a little viewing submersible. We're gonna get, this is a
Yeah, okay.
real true luxury submarine. We'll get into it. I'll explain
That's
it all.
That's really
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Also, don't forget, everybody, we will have the best president of all time debate on President's Day, noon Eastern, probably. So tune in for that on our live stream. Definitely, trivia is next Friday, February 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern time for Send in the Car, Tears, and Golden Elbow at patreon.com/hardfactor. Come beat us in trivia. It's not that hard. So
If you can, you probably can. Yeah,
probably.
host lose most of the time.
We started off hot, and then the listeners started taking it seriously and just kicking our asses. So
That's true.
Yeah.
But that was also the first like 4 were before bartenders, Bluff, and Scout like ever participated, and then it was a wrap.
and now
They're good.
they're getting married after meeting at our trivia. So it's a magical place.
How about it?
Come join us next Friday. So
You can
Yes.
find your mate.
Yeah.
Answer
Potentially.
some questions. Find your mate.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Find your mate.
That's right.
You guys ready? We want to.
Oh, we're gonna talk about
Yeah, I
the.
was gonna say we're gonna talk about the shooting.
Or
Or
you-
not?
no, I'll do it at the end.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Do you know who you're with? 3 Factor, yeah. This is real news.
Guys, do you know any twins personally? Like, did you grow up with any twins? Any close relationships with any twins in your lives?
I knew triplets.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on some football teams with some twins. Yeah,
Okay. Now,
not close.
You know the
though.
triplets. You know the triplets too, Will.
Which, yeah, and I know those triplets too.
You do. Yeah, you probably didn't know that they had a sister, but yeah,
Hmm.
2 boys and a girl. Pretty sure they're triplets. Yeah.
Oh,
are they
Streets
so?
Colonel.
Are the other
Streets are triplets.
the other twins identical?
No,
No,
They're-
I-
it
that's
would be hard for
Colonel.
it would be hard for the girl to be identical.
I know
Right,
the other
that's-
twins though. I said
No,
twins,
no.
not triplets. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Do you
The
don't know any
twins I
idea?
had on football teams, yeah, identical.
Okay.
To the
Okay.
point where the parents had to dress them in different colored practice jerseys because you couldn't understand which one was which. You had to know, I forget their names, but you had to know like one was in blue and one was in red that day. That's the only way you could tell how to tell which name they were.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times in team sports, I played against some twins. Yeah, a lot of twins in team sports for sure. Yeah,
I knew twins in my elementary school. These two guys, Daryl and Dylan, but they were easy to tell. They were identical, but one of them was clearly just a little bit better looking than the other one.
oh, that's tough.
Which was tough. Yeah. But you could easily tell them apart, but they were technically identical.
That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that happen where your identical twin with the same DNA looks better than you?
I think he was just maybe got a little more nutrients in the womb or something, and just it was just a hygiene matter because he maybe just took better care of himself.
It's like a real life twins with DeVito and Schwarzenegger. Where one looks great and the other is just a schlub. That's tough.
Yeah. So in those twins, was it Will specifically in the football team? Was there like a dominant twin? Was there a more mischievous twin, or were they pretty much just clone personalities of each other?
This was when I was pretty young. This was a Pop Warner football. So at that point, no real personality differences that I could tell. They were both, one was red, one was blue.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I imagine and maybe if there's a twin out there, twins listening, you can educate us on this. I imagine that in twins there's a more dominant, kind of shot caller amongst the twins. Maybe even an evil twin, if you will. And I mean, I don't know if evil twins exist. They certainly exist in fiction, and maybe in real life. In fact, they do.
Date a twin?
Did I date a twin? No.
She's not a twin?
Did I date a twin?
I thouut she was a twin, or like her sister might be.
No, not a twin.
Oh,
not a twin.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So
now you got me worried. I'm like, I'm gonna get a text from my parents being like, "You idiot!" Like your family, friends, and like,
no, not
getting like a Joe Biden, Donald Trump at a hearing vibes. Like I'm forgetting about twins.
No,
classic West putting you on the spot. No preparation.
Yeah, I know.
Remember something from your whole life that you should. Fuck.
Wow. I mean, if you don't remember twins in your family, then that is a problem.
Yeah, in your family. Yeah,
not in the family.
Well,
family friend type thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, the dictionary.com defines an evil twin as this: it's a character in a work of fiction who is evil, who is the evil identical twin, clone, or counterpart of another character, any person or thing that is a negative counterpart of another person or thing. And when it comes to the Peterson twins, Sarah and Samantha, which you can see here, I believe it's Sarah on the left, Samantha on the right. One of them's into meth. Seen in their prospective mugshots, there is an evil twin.
Is that identical? And then that's just how they've lived their life that changed the difference in the
That's
photographs?
drug use. Yeah, I believe that's.
Yeah, but the evil twin, when she gets dolled up, is way hotter.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
right,
sure,
1000%. Yes.
Yeah.
She's more fun.
She got invited to more parties, which led to a lifetime of partying, and then the meth.
Yeah.
Right.
And so this story of these two twins, this fucked up story, started back in last September, and I'm just gonna let the local news story tell you all about it because they do a really good job and it's concise. Here we go.
All right.
Woman they say hit a horse and buggy in southeastern Minnesota last fall, killing 2 children, and they say her twin sister ended up taking the blame.
35-year-old Samantha Jo Peterson now facing 21 counts. Fox 9's Maury Glover is live for us in the newsroom. So Maury, it sounds like there's a lot to sort out with these charges.
That's right. Prosecutors believe Peterson not only called 911, they say she called her twin sister to come to the scene to take the fall for the deadly accident.
That's crazy.
Wow. The Miller siblings were on their way to school on September 25th when their horse-drawn buggy was hit from behind by a silver SUV, killing 11-year-old Irma on the right and 7-year-old Wilma second from the right, and injuring their brother and sister. Yeah. Now, after more than 4 months, investigators believe they know who was behind the wheel. According to a criminal complaint, when sheriff's deputies arrived on the scene, Sarah Peterson told investigators she was the driver of the car that hit the Amish buggy. But while Sarah was sitting alone in a squad car, a deputy's pocket recorder recorded her talking to her twin sister, Samantha, who was also at the scene through an open window. And Sarah said, "I think one of the guys is on to me, but I don't really care. And there's no way they would ever know the difference between the two of us, so they can't tell."
At first, officers thought that
The ugly one
Sarah
got caught
Peterson
talking to
was
the hot
driving
one.
the motor vehicle, and after a variety of, checking out the situation, they later on believed that Samantha Peterson was the driver. And
Prosecutors say the day of the crash, Samantha messaged 2 managers at her work saying she messed up and was under the influence of methamphetamine at the time of the crash. In a text exchange with someone else, DH says, "This little girl got killed today. So sad." To which Samantha replies, "Dan, I don't think you realize I did that." DH messages, "I'm
Still
confused."
sad, psycho.
And Samantha replies, "Confused on what? I hit that Amish buggy and killed 2 people. Made Sarah come there and take the fall for it so I wouldn't go to prison."
Damn.
Investigators also
There it
found
is.
searches on Samantha's phone for what happens if you get in an accident with an Amish buggy and kill 2 people.
Shut up.
How to lock an iPhone cops have. And
Specific
if you
search.
hit a buggy and kill 2 people, are you going to prison?
Yeah, for sure.
Fillmore County attorneys.
Okay, so
So the sober sister agreed to take the fall because she was sober, and the other sister was on meth. Is that?
dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I guess so. Both these sisters apparently have checkered pasts, and they're both not like the most upstanding members of community.
So the one was currently not high on meth, and so she came and took the fall.
Right, and she came right before the deputy got there, so he was just like trying to sort it all out. He's like, "There's fucking 2 of them. This one's saying she did blah 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 blah." And
Where was her car parked? They
I know
just
that's
hid
what
it
I was
somewhere?
wondering. Yeah, they must just hit it somewhere. So now, again, both sisters have criminal history. Samantha previously has convictions, including a 4th and 3rd degree DUI. Sarah was convicted of conspiracy to distribute controlled substance in 2022, currently on parole for that offense. So these 2 are just a tag team of menace in this community, and now they're in deep shit. So Samantha is charged with let's see, sister.
This is the dumbest plan of all
Vehicular
time because
manslaughter.
I mean, all they did was add charges. Like it was already going to be a charge.
Well, I think they thought they were going to get away with it, Will, and the sober girl going to be like the stupid horse and buggy. It was out of nowhere. It came over a hill, and the horse and buggy's going 2 miles an hour. I was total accident. I was paying attention. I'm sober. This is my sister. She's on meth. She's just around for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't work when 2 little girls got killed. That's
right.
So now they're both fucked because she tried to take the fall. So Sarah, the one who tried to take the fall, is charged with 4 counts of taking responsibility for a criminal vehicular homicide, 4 counts of aiding an offender who committed criminal vehicular homicide, 4 counts of taking responsibility for criminal vehicular operation and criminal vehicular operation, 16 felonies, and then Samantha, 21 felonies, including 8 counts of criminal vehicular manslaughter, 8 counts of the same thing, DUI, no proof of insurance, careless driving, speeding. So they're both going to go to, 10 years.
Samantha should go to jail for life. She killed 2 people while high on drugs driving. So the other one should go to jail for a couple of years, but Samantha should go to jail basically,
each of those comes with a possible 10-year. The most egregious, the vehicular homicide, is 10 years in prison for each charge.
But it's like 2 counts, right?
Yeah,
So
like 8 counts, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, they're going to be in jail forever, prison for a long time.
So
together plotting.
Pretty fucking crazy. You take I know twins are close, but Jesus.
That's love. Sisterly love there.
Yeah.
Ugh. I mean, they're just psychos. I mean, like, that's horrible, man.
R.I.P. to the 2 young girls. They were cute. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
very fucked up.
Really fucked up. Yeah, it all happened last, it's kind of like a week old story, but pretty crazy. Anyway,
Thanks,
no problem. This podcast is sponsored by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online, whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand. Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. They've got great features to help you build and succeed too, like the online store. Sell your products in the online store, whether you sell physical, digital, or service products. Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. Also got an asset library. We upload, organize, and access all your content from one place. With the new asset library, you're able to manage all your files from one central hub and use them across the Squarespace platform. And they got flexible website templates. Get started one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case. Then customize your look, update content, add features to fit your unique needs. You can really make the website your own. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want, so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device. Really easy to do. If you're thinking about, if your business needs a website and you think you got to pay a developer to do it for you, you really don't. This is easy peasy. Anyone can do it. So
easy the Amish could do it.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, we're one of those sisters.
Yeah. So check out Squarespace.
Probably no access to a computer anymore. So.
No, not anymore. So check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to https://www.squarespace.com/hardfactor to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace.com/hardfactor.
Hell yeah, go there. All right. Good news for AI and very bad news for authors. A federal judge, a U.S. district judge in California, just sided with OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT and other chatbots, and all large language models like ChatGPT, by dismissing the majority of claims raised by authors alleging that those chatbots were illegally trained on pirated copies of their books without their permission.
Oh, well, were they trained on the pirated copies of their books without their permission?
The answer is yes, but they couldn't prove it. Probably. So I'll say probably. But
okay.
But they can't technically prove it.
OpenAI didn't need to provide that type of documentation to prove that they didn't. Like that wasn't something the court needed to see.
There's just so much getting pumped into these things. How are they going to? It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Will, how are they going to find that?
Yeah. Well, when we infringe on the copyright of everybody on the internet,
yes.
How could we really find out for these couple authors? Sorry.
That's exactly right. The judge, Judge Araceli Martinez Olguin, said to the authors behind the three separate lawsuits, who included Sarah Silverman, Michael Chabon, and Paul Tremblay, how the fuck do you expect these chatbots to get better at writing novels and replacing you if they don't train off your best works and off what people enjoy reading the most?
Right.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, how is OpenAI? Yeah. How will the AI become better than humans if it doesn't steal all of our shit to do it? It
needs somewhere to start. It's got to absorb your work and then make it better. The authors are saying these AI chatbots are just a high-tech grift that seemingly violated copyright laws as well as state laws preventing unfair business practices and unjust enrichment. But again, the judge said, what the fuck do you want me to do about it? Wait the full year or more it takes you assholes to write new novels, or just ask ChatGPT to write me a good ending to George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones series?
Yeah.
I gotta wait all fucking day for this guy, or I could just get ChatGPT to finish it for me.
Has somebody sold an AI version of the ending yet? Because that would be
but we are, Will. We're gonna do it on hardfactor.com soon.
Good.
Because not only can ChatGPT write these novels, but as we've seen before covered on Hard Factor, the visual versions like Midjourney can do as good or better dragon graphic design than the famous dragon people.
Yep.
So we can just go ahead, combine ChatGPT and Midjourney, finish those last two fucking books, sell them on hardfactor.com.
That's a great idea, Mark. Let's do it.
Why would we not?
Yeah. What are we waiting for? So the authors allege that every ChatGPT output is an infringing derivative work. But the judge said it was insufficient to allege vicarious infringement, which requires evidence that ChatGPT outputs are substantially similar to at all to authors' books. So they were like, they're definitely doing it. And the author's like, look, again, or the judge was like, look, again, like I'm not going to ask them to go through everything that's ever every prompt that's ever been input to ChatGPT.
So just like, we get it, buddy. Nice try, but go fuck yourself.
And the judge was like, I guess if you want to send a prompt saying, write like Sarah Silverman's recent book, and ChatGPT spits it out, maybe it looks similar, but like, how similar?
But that's the beauty of the program, sir.
Yeah.
The judge also, he looked at Sarah Silverman at one point, I'm pretty sure, and he said, have you seen how expensive the OpenAI legal team is? Have you seen it? You don't have that. So, yeah.
No, they don't. Well, the OpenAI legal team is an infinitely big. They're run what Microsoft, who else? They're like the Alphabet, like they're
plus they have AI to help them, so it's like, I mean, it's unbeatable.
Yeah. Some shit author ain't gonna take them down.
No.
Some disgruntled author.
Quote, plaintiffs here have not alleged that the ChatGPT outputs contain direct copies of the copyrighted books. That's what the judge wrote in her like final thing. And again, because they fail to allege direct copying, they must show a substantial similarity between the outputs and the copyrighted materials. Ipso facto, you're never going to win these lawsuits. Stop trying. Stop wasting my time. And
they aren't real.
You could see the legal reason behind it, though, because it's like somebody who's read every book in the world and then can, write in the styles of those different books. So it's not necessarily direct copyright infringement. It's
inspiration.
Right.
The judge is like, are you asking me to shut down all chatbots? You trying to get me killed?
Yeah, no, that's what the writers wanted, but no,
I don't think
dead.
so.
Yeah.
You trying to get me? You trying to get me killed here? I'm not
Why
shutting
are you doing
down
this to
AI,
me, sir?
Yeah.
Imagine getting that case as the judge. You got to be pissed. You're like,
well, that's why you got to throw it out immediately.
Yeah, I'm not gonna shut down all AI personally. You'll get killed. Someone will put a hit out on you. That's a trillionaire. So good news for fans of pirated content. The AI image bots like Midjourney again can help us just write full novels with covers. If we want to do graphic novels, no problem. And if we want to finish it, we can do it on HARDFACTOR.com. The Game of Thrones, any other series.
We can't use the branding though. We'd have to like call it something slightly different, right?
Okay. Hard Factor Thrones or something like that. Like a song of
Hard Factor Thrones. That was a good one, Mark.
Yeah.
A song of ones and zeros. And then and then it's just the AI that writes it for you.
Right. You can have like one letter changed in the names of the characters, but we know what we're talking about here.
Hard Factor Thrones is a winner, I think.
Yeah, we'll finish the series, guys. At the very least, ChatGPT and other chatbots taking people's jobs needs to be heavily featured in our Civil War II board game launching in Q4 2024.
That's right. A lot of big stuff coming to the website. Yeah, watch out for that. Civil War, World War III too. We have variations of the board game. So
you'll pull a card and it'll be like, you're Sarah Silverman trying to finish your novel, and judge throws out your case and rules for OpenAI, move back 3 spaces or something like that.
AI, you were a writer and AI stole your entire career.
Yeah, move back to the beginning of the game. Restart. Get a new career.
That is a shitty chance card in that game.
Yeah. So anyways, did you know that even if you have a 401k for retirement, you can still have an IRA? Robinhood has the only IRA that gives you a 3% boost on every dollar you contribute when you subscribe to Robinhood Gold. But get this, now through April 30th, Robinhood is even boosting every single dollar you transfer in from other retirement accounts with a 3% match. That's right, no cap on the 3% match. Robinhood Gold gets you the most for your retirement thanks to the IRA with a 3% match. This offer is good through April 30th. Get started at robinhood.com/boost. Subscription fees apply. And now for some legal info. Claim as of Q1 2024, validated by Radius Global Market Research. Investing involves risk, including loss. Limitations apply to IRAs and 401ks. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold for 1 year from the date of first 3% match. Must keep Robinhood IRA for 5 years. The 3% matching on transfers is subject to specific terms and conditions. Robinhood IRA available to U.S. customers in good standing. Robinhood Financial LLC is a registered broker-dealer.
Boom. Get that IRA savings going. All right, because you're going to need it, right? Because as we're talking about, not going to sugarcoat it here for this last segment. 2024 is off to a bit of a rocky start, you might say. Not only was there the most extreme politicization of the Super Bowl that I've ever seen in my life, now we've had a shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl parade on Wednesday. On top of that, very sad stuff. 2+ people have been arrested as the possible shooters. It appears that one of the shooters was tackled at the parade by a heroic Chiefs fan with a big beer belly that was able to hold down the alleged shooter until the cops arrived. But at least one person is dead, with up to 20 more injured in the shooting or being trampled from people running away, including, sadly, guys, 9 children who are hospitalized. So
terrible, man. They were out there to fucking celebrate, and it turned real
Not
bad
good.
real quick.
As bad as it gets for Kansas City, really. It's a really high winning the Super Bowl, and then the lowest of lows possible. 9 children hospitalized from the parade shooting. So one dead. The names haven't been released of the suspects or the deceased yet, but rest in peace. It's terrible.
Yeah, I was watching a lot of the footage today. It's really sad. I don't know what to say about it. There's a lot of things you can say, and a lot of people are saying really stupid shit online on both sides. And, like, shooters come from all different backgrounds, all different religions, all different sides of the political spectrum. Some don't have a political spectrum, and it's happening a lot, and it's just sad.
Sure is. Way too many manifestos being written in 2024 so far, it seems like. So let's cut down on that. Also, bad news. Capitol Hill, as always, bad news. The House Intel Committee are branding Russian and Chinese, because they make these two hypersonic missiles that are way better than ours at the moment, apparently, to be, quote unquote, a national security threat. So, like, the House Intel Committee.
Is that the thing that they were warned about? The article that I saw today, that they were briefed on a national security threat? Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah, this is the one that it's really trendy on Wednesday. The House Intel Committee came out and said they want Biden to come public with a big national security threat that the federal government knows that we're facing. Looking from all reports like that is hypersonic missiles out of Russia, which are capable of traveling at 2 to 5 times the speed of sound. And
that's hard to defend.
Right. And China has also been developing these and has been blowing minds with their successful tests over the last few years. So, yeah, I mean, Russia and China are allegedly way ahead of us on hypersonic missiles. It is a national security threat. I don't know why it's being branded as such a big thing right now. It's been happening for a while. I guess it's because Ukraine alleges that Russia just used one on them. And so,
right.
I mean, people are like shocked, but at the same time, if you've been listening to Hard Factor, you know that we are behind on hypersonic missiles and have been for quite a while. We've covered the Chinese ones that have been kicking the shit out of us in tests.
They can have their own Oppenheimer movie in 30 years.
Right. Well, these are more targeted strikes, not as big, but they are nuclear capable. And Russia apparently wants to put the nuclear capable ones in space, because that's what.
Why are we so far behind in this? Like, we
have
Oppenheimer
died.
We have the best.
I haven't watched it yet.
We have the best fighter jets. Like,
we put a lot of money in the military.
Yeah.
Why did we get our asses kicked at hypersonic missiles when we've been spending more on the DoD than ever before of all time? Right. Who knows, Wes? It's a failure. It's a complete failure by the federal government. The same government that's debating whether the 4th Amendment should be upheld or not in regards to FISA 702, the program that's used to spy electronically on all citizens without warrants. There's also the Patriot Act on top of that, because they don't know if they're going to accept FISA 702 going away, but they still have the Patriot Act anyways. Still no federal budget. There's the biggest debt of all time, biggest national debt of all time. Inflation's still kicking our asses, and there's not enough money left to fund all of our ongoing proxy wars. So let's talk about something else in the meantime, like the first ever luxury sub. It's already been sold. The original Migaloo has been sold to a hockey player, but now for the cool price of $2 billion, guys, you can own the brand new Migaloo M5 submarine.
No, you can't.
Personal sub. Yeah.
No, you can't. You gotta. I mean, you can, but we can't. I mean, you gotta have. You gotta have a point.
You got to have $2 billion.
Yeah.
week.
The first one was sold. I think it was even bigger. But man, no, it was about the same size. The first one was like 300 and some odd million. But now that like they've perfected the design, the Austrian made Migaloo M5 just had its tech specs released recently. And so they're basically setting it. It is massive, 180 yards long, almost 2 football fields long. And you can last up to 4 weeks below the surface, as deep as 275 yards below the waves. So
we're getting so laid at a Migaloo boat party, sub party. Oh man,
Well,
I
you're
want to
doing
get
whatever
invited
you
to one
want.
of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
you are not fucking kidding. Live comment real quick. Hank Elliott asks, question, is it run with an Xbox controller? No. They Migaloo, the Austrian company, made it very clear that this is not a Titan submersible. It's built with multiple the proper pressure holes that you would expect in a submarine, so that you don't Titan sub yourself at the Titanic wreck. Mark, you are getting laid as well, because it can house up to 60 crew and guests at the same time. 60 inside.
You better have some penicillin on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna need a few Lawrence Taylor milkshakes after that party.
This
so
is
those
just
billionaires those billionaires that died on the Titanic sub could have just waited a few months and gone on a Migaloo.
Bought one of these would be way cooler. Way cooler.
It's just a billionaire's paranoid Armageddon bunker, basically, is what it is. Like for their family and stuff. Yeah.
You're damn right it is, Wes.
Yeah.
And when you're diving below the surface for 4 weeks at a time to hide from humanity, you can go to the gym that's on board. You can watch movies in the multiple theaters on board. You could maybe take over the whole world with an AI you develop on board, like in Mission Impossible. The possibilities are endless because, of course, it is completely connected to the internet, to satellite, GPS, all that stuff at all times. There's even limo subs. Now, Stephen Hawking would be excited about this. These limo subs are the side subs that fit up to 12 guests each.
12 whores.
Yep.
12 whores each.
Yep. It fits you and then 11 hookers in case you guys want to, and then maybe a couple of midgets, who knows, in case you want to
they
watch
have
them
to stay down there for like weeks.
Oh, they're not allowed to go anywhere.
No, they're on the sub with you. Once you go below the surface,
they can't. They die if they try to escape.
What was the name of the parties that Italian former prime minister used to throw, like boogaboo parties, or like these
Bigaloo
punish those
Bugaloo?
They sounded kind of like Migaloo, but he was also a little bit Epstein-y, where he would bring like younger girls around. Yeah, it's like that.
It was probably designed with that type of person in mind, Mark. The person who owns a Migaloo M5 is the kind of person who is going to throw very illegal parties under the surface of the waves. And I mean, they want you to have fun on this thing.
Bunga parties, they were called.
Bunga.
You remember
Bunga Bunga, yeah.
They wish they had the Migaloo M5 for those Bunga before they got outlawed. I'm sure they still have them. Who's the new PM over there? Giorgia Maloney. She probably wants to get one, have a little bunga party.
Sure.
I mean, she's single after all now. But when you come up to get some sun, it's not all about dominating the world from under the ocean in this mega sub. When you come up to get some sun, the Migaloo M5 features a helipad, a swimming pool. You can see I'm at the swimming pool with the hot tubs right now. All the other amenities that you would expect to find on any mega yacht is included on your mega sub. Not only that, there's an optional tank you can get added on if you want to roll the tank out when you go to the ice in the Arctic or the Antarctic. You can roll your own personal tank out of the side and go a little ice exploring there.
All right, a few of these teenage prostitutes are dead. I got to get to the helipad and get the hell out of here.
It's got all the escape routes right there for you, Mark. So, I mean, no matter how bad shit gets at your booga party, you have the tools at your disposal inside the Migaloo M5 to make it all right. So I mean, the optional tank, the swimming pool, $2 billion. Like I said, it's been built with all the proper specs to make sure that you don't implode on yourself. You guys, I mean, if you had the money to get one, would you?
Yes,
is this something you'd be interested in?
First thing I'd get. But I feel like if we were to get invited at this stage of life to one of those parties, it's for human sacrifice purposes. We're just going to
eat us,
killed down there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If
And
you
if
get
you buy
invited
this,
to,
you're a pedophile. You're automatic. If you buy this thing, I think you're automatically you're a pedophile in my eyes for sure.
right.
There's something wrong with you.
Something wrong with you.
And if you're not a billionaire yourself and you get invited on one of these, well, first of all, lube up because you're expected to put out. Second of all, probably bring some type of weapon because they might try to just off you after they lube you up, after they have fun with you. So
Yeah, it's whatever the host wants to do to you down there.
Right.
you're under the ocean. You're at
Yeah.
the host's whim. Yeah. Another live comment real quick. Gil asks, how much of a certain white powdery substance could you smuggle on that sub? A lot, Gil.
Yeah.
A lot. So the business opportunities that exist once you get the sub are even greater almost than the cost. So you're really losing money not buying one.
You get a gift bag the second you go on there, and there are several 8-balls in the gift bag with your like name on it and stuff, like your robes.
And a 12-year-old shows you to your room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do a lot of runs. You'd have to like, it's probably going to take you a couple years to make back the $2 billion, but without a doubt, if you're like catering to the sleaziest people on planet Earth, you could probably make that back. Look at what Jeffrey Epstein did. I mean, you could become the next Epstein if you just.
This is Epstein Island underwater.
Oh, it's individual Epstein Islands. Yeah. Movie idea: a journalist gets an invite to one of these parties, but he gets like found out, and it's like a tense like horror thriller, and he's got to like fight off all the sadistic fucks down there. Yeah.
Didn't that actually happen? A journalist was invited on board some like German guy's submarine. And he murdered her and threw her in the ocean or some shit. It's like some crazy story, a documentary about it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, the open sea, as Dennis in Always Sunny in Philadelphia said, there's a lot of implications, with the open sea.
Yeah.
It says a lot without saying anything when you invite somebody to your luxury submarine. Yeah.
Yeah, you would ask a ton of people, should I go? You'd ask a lot of people if you should go.
Into the Deep is the Netflix.
The true journalist thing.
Yeah. But if you combine that with like Mark's movie idea, Yes Chef. What's that movie? Chef. Well, the one where the
menu or whatever.
Yeah, the menu. If you combine the menu with that story, you got the movie.
Yeah, and there's another one called like The Circle, where a journalist infiltrates a cult. I'm picturing like a cult type environment in a submarine because you can fit like a few hundred people, and the journalist tries to like infiltrate, but the joke's on them, kind of like Wicker Man style. They get found out type thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we don't know if the journalist lives or not in that one. That could be a tragedy in the end.
We haven't had AI finish the story for us yet.
Right. Yeah. Depends on the mood it's in. What's up, Wes?
I said I bet the Church of Scientology is probably looking into this because I know they had that big yacht that the guy owned, but they need to upgrade. So this is probably
they're getting a couple of these.
Yeah.
If Tom Cruise doesn't already have one ordered, I'd be shocked.
Oh, so they can pull their money together and get one for the church, no problem.
Easily, dude.
For the church, no problem.
Yeah, they got to get one for Tom. All right, that's it. That's the show. Thank you for listening. As always, if you need more Hard Factor, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. The guys just taped Florida Man Friday. Heard it was one of the funniest of all time. Also, of course, there's Let's Go and the Hive Hour each week, 3 weekly bonus podcasts. If you need more Hard Factor, thank you for supporting the pod, as I said. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.